Hi everyone. Today we're gonna talk about the most creepy story. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the story. There was once a small town nestled deep in the woods, where the locals whispered of a creepy story that nobody dared to talk about. The story had been passed down for generations, and it was said to be so chilling that those who heard it would be plagued with nightmares for days. One day, a group of teenagers decided to explore the abandoned house at the edge of town, where the creepy story was said to have taken place. As they ventured deeper into the house, they stumbled upon a locked door that they had never noticed before. Determined to uncover the truth behind the creepy story, they forced the door open and discovered a hidden room. Inside, they found a diary that had been kept by the previous owner of the house. As they read through the diary, they began to realize that the creepy story they had heard was only a small part of the horrors that had taken place in that house. The previous owner had been involved in a series of gruesome murders, and the diary contained detailed accounts of each one. The teenagers were horrified by what they had uncovered, and they quickly left the house, vowing never to return. But the story didn't end there. As they walked through the woods, they heard a faint whispering that seemed to be coming from the house. It was then that they realized that there was still so much they didn't know about the creepy story, and as they walked away, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had just scratched the surface of something far more sinister than they could have ever imagined. The teenagers couldn't shake the feeling that they had just scratched the surface of something far more sinister than they could have ever imagined. They knew that they needed to uncover the full truth behind the creepy story, but they also knew that it wouldn't be easy. Over the next few weeks, they began to do some research on the previous owner of the house. They discovered that he had been a recluse who rarely left his property, and that he had been rumored to be involved in some shady dealings. As they dug deeper, they uncovered more and more information about the previous owner's past. They discovered that he had been married several times, and that each of his wives had died under mysterious circumstances. The teenagers also found evidence that the previous owner had been involved in a cult that worshipped a dark entity. They learned that the cult had been responsible for a series of sacrifices, and that the previous owner had been one of its leaders. As the teenagers continued to delve deeper into the creepy story, they began to experience strange occurrences. They would hear strange whispers in their ears, and they would see shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their vision. Despite the fear that gripped them, the teenagers continued to push forward. They knew that they were getting closer to uncovering the truth behind the creepy story, and they refused to let their fear stop them. Finally, after months of research and investigation, they stumbled upon a hidden room in the woods. Inside, they found a dark altar covered in blood, and a book that was bound in human skin. As they read through the book, they discovered the full truth behind the creepy story. They learned that the previous owner had made a deal with a demon, and that he had sacrificed countless lives in order to gain power and wealth. The teenagers knew that they had to put a stop to the evil that had been unleashed in their town. They gathered all the evidence they had uncovered and turned it over to the authorities. The previous owner was arrested, and the cult was dismantled. The town breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that the evil that had haunted them for so long had finally been put to rest. But the teenagers knew that they would never forget what they had uncovered. They knew that they had witnessed something truly terrifying, and that the full truth behind the creepy story was something that they would carry with them for the rest of their lives. End of story. As always, be careful all time.